Hi, my name is George. Today I'm going to discuss the indiscriminate littering of our environment by people who do not have respect for the environment. Now, when we walk around, you see a lot of people littering the streets of Accra with plastic waste, and you go like, "What? Why? Why?" But you see that they do it anyway. Some do it out of excuse, out of they think it's convenient for them to throw rubbish in the environment and other things, in gutters and other things. So here I want to address this problem. Now there's a source control method where we fix the problem because before at the source before it becomes a problem later, or we try to control the problem later. Now in the source control we are going to make available bins. We have to make available bins so that at appreciable distances people can be able to drop their waste substances in it so that we do not have a problem and they'll do it out of convenience. Now, this is important because when people do this, it will fix a lot of problems associated with the littering and all that. Okay, so that is what is called a source control, where people get all the their their waste substances at the source and then put it in the bin so that it doesn't move into the environment. Okay. Now, plastic pollution affects us greatly because some end up in our oceans and then in our gutters and other things, and it chokes our gutters. When it chokes our gutters and there is rain, we have flooding. And most of the gutters in Accra have a lot of plastics in them. They are choked. Okay, so it causes a problem for everybody. Now in our oceans, when when these plastics move in our gutters and there's rain, it ends up going into the ocean. Okay, and then the plastics are being ingested by, or what I mean by ingested is eaten by fishes, and it goes into our food chain. And when it goes into our food chain, at the end of the day, we are the ones who are going to eat it because um, it goes the fishes have eaten it and it becomes part of the meal that we are going to eat as well. I've noticed that some of the fishes, when you buy them, they smell a lot. Some smell like feces and all those things. All these things are not proper, and so we have to check it. Now, this has a tendency of the plastics also have a tendency of the plastics have a tendency of compromising our salt industry, where microplastics disintegrate and then goes into into the salt water, and out of the salt water we get salt. So if we are going to if these plastic wastes are going to be in the salt water, at the end of the day we are going to be ingesting microplastics, and are known to appear in the brain of people and then other organs of the people because the studies have shown that they appear in the organs of people. Okay, now the source control method, I'm suggesting that we provide a lot of bins so that people can be able to to throw their bins at their convenience. Okay, so that we don't have a problem of littering everywhere. Now, the bins can be placed at appreciable distances so that people can be able to drop their waste safely. Now, also, um, every house must have a bin because every house produces some amount of waste. Okay, there should be a tax system where people are charged a fee for. There should be a flat price, so where people are charged a fee, so that we maintain our waste collection systems. Okay. Now, also back in the day, you remember that back in the day we had bins in our schools to control this plastic pollution and all that. Now we are looking at a grander scale where we are going to have we are looking at and the whole environment of Ghana or elsewhere. Well, other countries can use this idea as well. So elsewhere, where it's a grander scale. So we are looking at controlling the environment as responsible citizens, and we are responsible citizens. We must be able to control this problem. Okay, now we should be able to have waste bins um, that have plastics or metals or organics, where the organics can be used to produce compost and all that, and then the plastics we can use reusable plastics for um, to produce more bins or produce other plastic substances that we will need in the future. So all these things are good, but I suggest that with immediate effect, we should be able to get the bins in the environment so that we can be able to people can stop littering everywhere because it doesn't speak well of the country, and if we are responsible citizens we must act responsibly. So thank you for listening, and bye bye.